Have you heard of the term content marketing and you're now trying to work out exactly what that is, or maybe how to go about content marketing in the most effective way for your business? Well, I've got good news. In this video, I'm going to give you some of my tips on what content marketing is and how to go about creating and maintaining your content so it works effectively for your business. G'day, Ben Futrell here, co-founder of Max My Profit. We're all about helping you build the business that you imagine. Now, if you imagined having a business that naturally attracted great clients to you through the content that you put out there on social media or on your website, then I've got some good news for you, because today I'm going to talk exactly about how I go about generating content in my business. Now, my content marketing strategy I started several years ago. It drives thousands of organic visitors to my website every month. And of course, things like this YouTube channel also generate thousands and thousands of views. So creating good content is definitely something that you should be thinking of as you move forward with business. The internet is not going to go away, and the more content or valuable content that you have available for your target market, the more likely they're going to find you and they're going to see you as the authority in your industry. So when it comes to creating content in your business, there's a few key components to a successful content marketing strategy. And the very first of those is to make sure that you've got good quality content. Nobody wants to land on a page about something they were hoping to learn to find that the content itself isn't relevant. Or even worse, maybe the title that you used was a bit clickbaity, and when they got to whatever the content was, it didn't give them the knowledge that they wanted. The reason you're watching this video is you want some tips around content marketing. But if I talked about something completely different, you'd switch off pretty quickly. So it is vital that what you do is relevant and it is great quality, because otherwise you will lose your audience pretty quickly. Now, the second key, I think, to a successful content marketing strategy is consistency. And that means that you need to make sure that you don't just put one article out there or one video out there and expect it to do wonders. You've got to consistently deliver great content to your network of prospective customers and your current customers, clients, whoever it is that you want to make sure benefits from your content. And you have to be consistent with getting that out there. You'll notice if you go back and you look, for example, at this YouTube channel, that we release 2 videos every week. And we've done that consistently since the beginning of 2021. Now, the reason that we've decided to put our time into the YouTube videos is that it's a very easy content to then syndicate from. And what I mean by that is that it's easy to turn a video into other types of content. And I'll talk about that a little bit later in this video, so you understand how we can leverage off of something like this to be able to create lots more content. Now, the third key that I'm going to talk about that I think is a key component of a successful content marketing strategy is for it to remain authentic and be you. I see a lot of people putting content out there that is obviously written by people where English, for example, is not their first language, and nobody has gone through and checked the articles to make sure they've been written well. By doing these videos, you know that you're getting me. This is me. I'm not putting on I'm not acting. I'm sitting in front of a camera and I'm talking directly to you. So you're getting very, very authentic content. And people wonder, does YouTube actually work, or this type of content work for a business? Well, I can tell you that I regularly get calls or people going to my website and downloading some of the free tools because of the fact that they watch these videos. When they finally get to talk to me, they feel like they already know me, and they are quite often surprised that the person that they get to talk to is pretty much the same person that they see here in these videos. So make sure that as you create your content, that you create content that is authentic and is, has your personality in it, makes people feel comfortable that they're getting to know the person behind the brand. And that's going to be a key to being successful when it comes to your content marketing. Now, one of the most powerful ways to create content or to put your content on the internet is through a blog post. But a lot of people struggle with how to go about creating blog posts. I get this question quite a lot: is, Ben, what do I talk about or what do I write about when it comes to videos or blog articles? And I will tell you the easiest way to start is just look at the frequently asked questions that you get in your business. If you're getting a question quite often, maybe more than twice or 3 times from a customer or a prospective customer, then that is your cue to write that down on a list and then do a video about it or do an article about it. As soon as you've got that frequently asked question asked for you a couple of times, there's a good chance that your prospective customers are thinking it or even asking your competitors the same question. So the quicker you can document that and come up with an answer that helps people by solving the problem that they're looking to solve, then you are going to become the authority in that space. The The second tip that I'll give you for creating content is then video transcriptions. One of the things about doing these videos is there are a lot of services now where you can pay usually by the minute, a couple of dollars maximum per minute, and you can get your videos transcribed into text. Now, they don't translate directly into an article or a blog post, because when you're watching a video, it's very different to reading an article. You want to read something a little bit differently to how you listen to something. So you need to then get it edited. But it is much easier to get something out of your head and onto audio through a video like this, and then to get it edited than maybe it is for you to write an article. I'm much stronger when it comes to talking to a camera than I am at sitting in front of a computer and writing an article. And so this is why this process works well for me. It may be the same for you. Now, if you're not comfortable in front of a camera, that's okay. You can still do an audio recording of a topic. If you know that you're getting a frequently asked question, just answer it in audio on your phone. Just record it with a voice recording device of some sort, as if a customer has just asked you the question. And then you can go through and answer the question in the best possible way, send that off to somebody to transcribe, get it edited into an article, and there you go. You've got some amazing content to be able to share on the internet. Now, my third tip for making content, and this is another key to quality content, is to then curate content. So if you're struggling to come up with your own blog posts or your own video ideas, then you can always jump on the internet and find other people's articles that answer these frequently asked questions or other issues in your industry. Find the 5 to 10 best ones and then create an article out of that, and just headline it, the 7 best ways to solve whatever problem it is that you're solving. And then you can just put excerpts from the 7 blog posts, articles, or videos that you found on the internet, and that becomes your blog post. Now, there's a couple of really cool things that are going to happen when you do that. Number one, it's super helpful for anyone looking for a solution, because now they're going to get 5 to 7 or 10 different ideas on how they can solve their problem. Number two, it tells whoever it is that you've highlighted in your blog or video that you've noticed them and you're giving them a little bit of love. You're sharing their content, and they'll love you for that. Okay, so really, really powerful stuff. Number three, it is definitely going to be easier for people if they've got multitudes of different options, because they'll be able to go through, rather than just your point of view, 5, 6, or 7 different points of view, and they'll find that content really helpful. So it's an easy way to be able to create compelling content pretty quickly. Now, the next question you might be asking is, how do I get people to read my articles or see my videos? And this is a pretty tough one these days. With so many people on the internet, there's also a lot of content. Just do a search in your Google browser for something that's a really, popular, even an unpopular search, and have a look at the amount of results there are. There's a lot and lots of people that are competing for that traffic. So you've got to be very clever about how you go about driving traffic to your articles or your videos. The number one way that I think works well is to build a database of people, an email database. And this could be current customers, past customers, or even future customers. And the way that you do this is you could create some sort of a incentive or a lead magnet or newsletter or a sign up on your website. Just do whatever it is you can to build that email database. Every time you write an article or create a video or create some useful content, could be like a checklist, or it could be a picture that you want to share, who knows, like a graph, you share that out to your database and let everyone know that it's just happened. When you create a new video, send it out to your database and let people know that you've just released a new video. By having a database of people on your email list, you're able to notify them when new content goes live. And if they love your content, they'll keep consuming it, especially if it's super helpful and relevant for them at that point in time. Now, I've been doing this for a long time, and I can tell you that what happens is, over time, by doing this, is you build relationships with people, and eventually they buy from you, which is what it's all about. This is what this content marketing is all about. Now, a few other tips I've got for you on how you get people to see your content is make sure that it is very shareable. So if you've got some good content, it is likely then somebody reading it might share it. Make sure you've got social share buttons on your blog. Make sure that you make it easy for people to share, or even prompt people to share your content when they receive it and if they like it. And you might even put that in the notes or in the video. You might say, if you really like this content, share it. There's your tip to do the same thing with this. If you're enjoying the video, give it a thumbs up and hit the share button, share it on your social medias. The other thing is, make sure that your content is really optimized for search engines, because then you can make sure that if somebody is doing a Google search or a search on any of the other internet search engines, that people might find your content. So it's important to do a little bit of keyword research to learn what it is that people are actually looking for. And that way you can craft your content so it is more likely to turn up in search results. Now, the final tip that I've got for you on getting your content in front of other people's eyes, if you don't have a database or you're not real confident with keyword research, is to do what's called guest blog posting. Blog posting is a great way, because what's going to happen is you're going to be able to contact people that already have a lot of traffic going to their blog, or maybe they already have a really strong email database, and ask them if you can write an article for them that they will share. And you might have to ask 10 to get one person to say yes, but it's a very worthwhile exercise if you want to get your content in front of a lot of people that may not even know that you exist. All right, now, if you're like many people, you may have tried a bit of content creation and sharing it out there on the internet. Maybe you've done some videos, maybe you've written some blog posts, but you're not seeing results from them. Maybe you're wondering, is there a way to measure the success from my campaigns? Well, yes, there is. And the good thing about content is it is all on the internet, and it's very easy to measure success. So, for example, a YouTube video is about views. Okay, so how many views did my particular video get? A blog post might be about how much traffic does it receive, how many people then opt in for my lead magnet offer or ask for a quote. Okay, so you want to be able to measure the success that you're getting, and there's a few different ways to do that. Most platforms, whether it's a social media platform or it's YouTube or it's your website, will have some sort of analytics tool that you can use to be able to track the results of what it is that you're doing, and you'll slowly learn what type of content works best, and that'll help you tailor the content that you make in the future. But you do need to be able to track the success. The other thing that I encourage you to do is that each time you get a new customer, ask them how they came about buying from you. Ask them, and if they say, I found you through an internet search, ask them, what did they search for? Did you watch a video? Did you read a blog post? Ask them if they did any of those activities before contacting you, because it will give you some great insights into what your prospective customer is doing and help you craft your content in the right way in the future. All right, finally, what I'll do is just give you a few tips to get you started today, because I think one of the biggest issues is that people wait until the perfect moment. Well, let me tell you, there is no perfect moment, and I'm a great believer that done is better than perfect. So here's a way to get started. First of all, jump onto Google, just do a Google search for the things that you think your customers might be searching, and have a look at some of the other articles that have been written by some of your competitors. Have a look at some of the suggested search terms that Google gives you, and sometimes on the Google search, it'll say people also sometimes ask, and you'll see some other ideas that you can also create topics about. So do a little bit of that keyword research. The second thing to do is write out a list of all the frequently asked questions that you've had in the past. Just dig deep and think about, what are the questions that my prospective customers often ask. Do they ask, how long will it take to build? How long will it take to install? How long will it take before the warranty runs out? How many colors are available? How do I know this is a good fit for me? Whatever it is that your customers have been asking you in the past, make sure that you write them all down, and that should give you at least enough ideas for the next 10 to 12 weeks of content creation. Now, on that note, I will suggest that you plan your content creation in advance, and don't start releasing your content until you have a few in the content bank. That means make sure you've got a few written or a few videos recorded before you start. In case something happens, it'll ruin the consistency. Try and record or write your content 3 to 4 weeks in advance, and then once you've got 3 or 4 weeks worth, you can start to release it out on a weekly basis. Anyway, there you go. The next step for you is just to get started. Go and start writing, start videoing, whatever it is you're going to do to create your content, and get on with it.